Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ditch Witch Diaries. This time we are talking about herbs and plants of Venus, and Raven is going to just take it away.
All right. So the first one we will be talking about is catnip.
The nip of the cat. I love
the nip.
Nepeta,
Yeah,
Nepeta.
so Nepeta cataria. Is that how you say that second part? Cataria?
Yeah.
Okay. Folk names. Catmint is very commonly used, I found. Catroot, catwort, and field balm. Oh wait, that's not field balm. That's the next one. I'll put that on there. Okay. And so the parts used are the leaves and the flowering tips.
Okay. Nice.
Now, it was named after the city of Nepete or Nepete, which was part of the Roman Empire. And the Romans used catnip for a lot of things. Actually, they used the flowers and the leaves like we would still use today, but they ate them, so use them in their salads, and they would also use them medicinally, so for culinary reasons and medicinal reasons. And then catnip came to North America with the European invasion. And so once in America, in North America, catnip was used as a cure-all. They used it for everything, even leprosy, which maybe don't use it for leprosy now, but leprosy all the way to colic. It was used for all kinds of stuff. If you had a cold or a flu or a headache or a stomach ache, pretty much anything. And so it was considered like an essential herb. Then we have John Keogh, who wrote the book General Irish Herbal, which was in 1735. And he says, it provokes urination and menstruation. It expels the stillborn child. It opens the obstructions of the lungs and the womb and is good for internal bruises and shortness of breath. And then you can drink it with salt and honey, and that creates a vermifuge effect, so expelling the worms from the body. I put this in lore and history instead of medicinal because since then we found that it doesn't really do all of these things like by itself. So it's good to like help it, right? Like it can help with uterine contractions to expel an unborn child or a stillborn child and things like that. But there's a lot of people who are maybe finding that it doesn't do all of that stuff by itself. So I put it in this section.
It's probably gentle expulsion. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's very gentle.
The expulsion is gentle. So
yeah.
you're gonna have to like combine it with something that has a more vigorous contraction.
Yeah. As like a soothing effect almost, right? Like you have like this powerful expulsion and then you need like this kind of calm expulsion. Okay, it was found to be almost 10 times more effective than DEET as a mosquito repellent by an Iowa State study. And if you know anything about DEET, DEET is like real powerful. That's what they use on like, for like if you're hiking for like months, if you're hiking like the PCT or something, they use DEET, and sometimes you have to go to special stores to buy it. But catnip is found to be even more effective. Catnip also repels cockroaches, and it's also been used to repel fleas and rodents. So according to British folklore, the catnip root, when chewed, is said to make the most gentle person fierce and quarrelsome, which I love. So maybe if you're a little bit quiet and you need to stand your ground, take some catnip. And then executioners and people going into battle often chew the root. Now, again, usually we don't see people using the root very much anymore. Typically it's the leaves. So I didn't include that on the list because mostly people don't use them anymore, but they used to. And also before tea leaves were brought to England from China, the English would drink catnip infusions. So before they had the tea leaves, they would drink catnip drinks.
The nip of the cat.
Nippy of the cat. So medicinally, it's an anodyne, antispasmodic, carminative, aromatic, diaphoretic, nervine, sedative, and astringent. And a lot of these are very like Venus things, I think, like soothing, especially nervine, sedative, but also like you said, it's not like sleepy soothing. It's just like nurturing soothing, right? It's kind of like the hug. So good for pains and spasms, pretty much any problems associated with the stomach, and also gas. It can help with digestion problems as well. Pretty much anything with the stomach. You can use it, I found, as an enema to relieve headaches. I don't know why an enema would help with headaches, but that's what I found. In opposite ends of the body. It restores menstruation. It restores menstruation, which
that would be
we
odd. I just have to go
talk
back to
about.
that. Like, I have a headache.
Yeah.
Well, let's give you an enema.
An enema.
What I
don't
thought for
know.
your headache is an enema.
Yeah. Oh man. And you would think that since it's on the opposite side of the body, even if it did work, it would probably take longer than like drinking some other infusion.
Well, it goes there. So I know that in your rectum, there's like lots of venous, like it's lots of like, it's like it can absorb things easily in your rectum.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that it would go into your system quickly, but you could just drink it. That's like,
yeah.
wow. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Restores
menstruation, which you also talked about when we were discussing Venus herbs. Venus herbs are about like menstruation and bringing it on or taking away pain associated with or whatever womb workings. So we see that for catnip. Klaus said that when you're going to make an infusion out of it, you should steep it and not boil it. He said that very clearly. I'm not sure why. I do love Klaus, so but steep it, don't boil it. And then it's also, it's really good for babies. So again, we're not doctors, but allegedly it's safe for babies and it's really good for a lot of baby ailments. So especially when you mix it with sweet balm, which we'll talk about next, marshmallow, and sweet weed. I forgot to look up what sweet weed is.
Let's see.
Do you know that off the top of your head?
No, I don't know, but we're going to find out right now. Sweet weed. What is sweet weed? Sweet weed is not that. I don't know if it's this or not. If it's, let's see. Eutrochium purpureum. It's Joe Pye weed. Purple Joe Pye weed or sweet scented Joe Pye weed. I don't know if that's what they're talking about.
I don't know.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Maybe perhaps.
So when you're giving it to babies, it's good for pretty much anything. Klaus says that essentially when the baby is like crying and you don't know what's wrong, so maybe there's something internally going on to make them cry, that you should give them this like infusion. And it's supposed to help like everything. Klaus said something like along the lines of, if parents were to use this with a crying baby, they would for sure get more sleep at night or something like that. Yeah. It's also a sedative for nerves. And when you mix it, if you have a cold and you mix it with adults, I don't know if these are all safe for babies. I don't know if you want to give a baby cayenne, but if you're an adult and you have a cold, it's good to mix with boncet, elder, yarrow, and a dash of cayenne. I do like cayenne when I'm sick. Makes me feel better.
Yeah, there is that cayenne, like that remedy. What is it? Cayenne and apple cider vinegar and honey and lemon or something.
Yeah, and garlic maybe. I know garlic's supposed to be good for a cold. I don't know. I do like an elder. I have a tincture for when I'm sick too. I can't remember what's in it. Elder and what's the one that's supposed to be really good for when you're sick that starts with an E? Is it elecampane? No. I can't remember. Anyways, I have a tincture for when I'm sick. Okay.
I know it's there. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. What is it? I should go look at my.
I know. I can't remember.
I'll look at my.
I'm so bad at that though. I'm so bad at like name this tune or. Like,
okay, hold on. I have to look.
Now you have to go. Perfect.
It's echinacea.
Oh yes. Oh my God. Duh. I have
I
echinacea
know.
growing in my garden. Like
I
duh. Like
know.
literally, I'm so bad.
Oh my
That's
God.
why I can only talk to people about herbs. I can't actually be an herbalist because I can't come up with things. Like I just can't.
I
Like
know. Oh
horrible.
my God.
Horrible.
So, and that's like the number one like thing when
I
you're
know.
sick. Oh
It's
my
like
God.
the golden seal and echinacea that used to be like the
Oh
cold
God.
busting duo. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in that wellness formula that they do.
Yeah.
There's some company that put together this wellness formula that used to be like, you know what? Shout out to Source Naturals. That's who does it. It's Source Naturals
Oh.
used to make. I know, can't believe the long-term memory is fine. It's the short, yeah. So, yeah, it used to have
There's
all that good stuff. If you want to know everything that possibly could make you well, you don't even have to buy the wellness formula. You just should go look it up so you can see the list because it's a pretty inclusive list of everything that you might want to take. Um, you know what else is when you said elder though, I think elderberry or sambuca is one of the few herbs that has double blind research really showing that it'll shorten the life of a cold. So
yeah.
like I think like elder is probably a very good one for cold shortening. But
Yeah.
that
I
berry, like
love
sambuca,
elderberry.
like the elderberry, like the sambuca negra.
Yeah. So again, not doctors, but my boyfriend Jake had pretty gnarly COVID a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
and like sounded like he was literally coughing up pieces of his lungs and stuff. Crazy. And hey man, I took my elder and echinacea tincture twice a day, every day. Did not get sick. Knock on wood. But so
good. There you go.
and he was sick for like 3 weeks and we were still like staying in bed together and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So magical associations, planet Venus, chakra, and element. I couldn't find anything for. I do like, I think I like water for catnip. I could see maybe some, I could see maybe some air, but not really. I don't know. I like it
I
both.
like water for it.
Yeah.
It'll work. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sign is Libra. Now Bayrel said all minor arcanas 1 through 9 for all suits. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
It's a
that seems
little
a
much.
little,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little
Like
much.
narrow the field a bit. Okay. Like
Yeah.
when you like I hate that. Like when you say it's everything,
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like that's
It's
how I feel
nothing.
about it's
Yeah.
nothing. When you say it's everything, it's
Yeah.
nothing. Like that, even that, like
Yeah.
the numbers associated, it was like with
Yeah.
Venus were like 3, 4, 5, 6. I was like, you know what, that gets
Yeah.
to be nothing. Again,
Yeah.
that's like me.
Yeah. And it's like, even if he said like one suit 1 through 9, I would still be like, but yeah, all suits 1 through 9 is a bit much. So it brings in fertility, tying it together to the womb space. It's used in working with Bast, who's the daughter of Isis, right here, who has the human body and the cat head, and also with Sekhmet, who I think you mentioned earlier, right? The lion head with the human body. And then in the Master Book of Herbalism, it's said to use incense. You can use it as dried incense and mix it with dragon's blood to clear yourself of like bad habits, things that you want to get rid of. And it's also, again, heavily tied with cats. And so it was said that if you wanted to work with shape shifting with cats or like feline energy, that it's a good one for that.
I had to look up. I'm like the Master Book of Herbalism. Did you see me look? I'm like,
Oh yeah,
like I was like, oh, that's Bayrel,
yeah, Bayrel. Yes,
I was like, is that what she's talking about? Do I have that book? That's what I thought. Do I have that book? And if I don't have it, I better buy it. A master book. I don't
I know. I usually just put like Bayrel or like, who at Floss in there or whatever. I don't know why I did the title that time, but so it said that if you grow it near your home or hang it near your doors of your home, that it welcomes good fortunes and good spirits, benevolent spirits. Oh, this is not the right one. Hold on.
know.
How did I do that? Oh, it's just this one. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, Oh no, it is. That's right. Okay, so this is also true of the next one we're going to talk about,
Interesting.
but I
Oh,
forgot that
awesome.
catnip is as well. So it
I
has an
love it.
association with bees, yeah, and can be rubbed on the hive to welcome a new swarm, which is interesting because it repels so many other like things, right? It repels like fleas and all and rodents and all this stuff, but bees seem to like it.
I love that.
And then a folk charm says that if you hold catnip in your hand until it grows warm, so you're not supposed to rub it, but you like hold it until your hand heats it up, and then you put that plant, store it away somewhere, like the one that you had in your hand, store it away somewhere, and then with that same hand, go and shake the hand of someone you want to be friends with. That they will be friends with you until, or as long as you keep the catnip that was in your hand safe, as long as you keep it somewhere, that friendship is supposed to thrive.
Nice.
And I think that's it. Yes. That's
Excellent. It. Okay. Stop sharing.
Oh, yeah. I was reading that part.
Well, thank you so much for telling us all about catnip, and which is a Venus herb. So thank you so much, and we will see you at the next Ditch Witch Diaries.